Recently, I stepped out of my comfort zone a bit and I gave my first public poetry reading in downtown Milwaukee at a huge benefit event. I spoke with the event organizers and have been given the okay to share my segment here with all of you today. I also have a lot of exciting updates to share about Limitless, Poetry of an Aromantic and Asexual Journey, my very first poetry book, which is officially releasing on February 18th during Aromantic Spectrum Awareness Week. So we'll discuss all that info in this video too, to make sure that you're in the know on everything related to this release. And speaking of Aromantic Spectrum Awareness Week, I'm thrilled to share that my home state of Wisconsin is now officially recognizing it. Governor Tony Evers signed a proclamation acknowledging Aromantic Spectrum Awareness Week for the first time ever in the state of Wisconsin, thanks to my request, which I announced in my last video. Seeing this kind of recognition is incredible, especially in these uncertain and unprecedented times. And I'm so grateful to everyone who continues to advocate for aro and aspec visibility. So what exactly is Limitless about? This book is a deeply personal collection of my poetry about my experiences before, during, and after discovering my Aroace identity. It's structured to follow that journey, starting with feelings like an outsider who didn't quite fit in, moving through the process of understanding and embracing myself, and ending in a place of confidence, pride, and activism. My hope is that by sharing my story, others who might be questioning or struggling can find the words and representation that I didn't have earlier in life. Now, if you want to grab a copy for yourself, Limitless is available for pre-order right now. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and on bookshop.org, where you can choose a local independent bookstore to support. It's also available through a number of independent bookstores themselves that have added it to their online catalogs. And I've created an interactive map of those stores, which you can check out on my website, fluentlyAspec.com. On top of that, there's also some indie bookstores that will be carrying the book physically in store once it releases. As a matter of fact, I'll be headed to one of them, Lion's Tooth in Milwaukee, right after I finish editing this video to drop off some copies of Limitless today. I've put together another map of those locations as well, so if you'd like to pick up a physical copy in person and have that experience and exchange with the people that run that bookstore and check it out, you also have that option. To celebrate the release, I'll be joining my good friend Lynn Saga on their YouTube channel for a very special live stream event on February 18th at 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll also be joined by another amazing friend of mine, Sophie A. Katz, a fellow Aroace poet and the author of Enigma and other aromantic asexual love poems. We'll be discussing our work, answering questions from Lynn, and from all of you in the chat. So make sure that you mark your calendars right now. And if you're in Wisconsin, I've got my first ever in-person book signing happening on February 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central at Word Haven Bookhouse in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. I'd love for this to not just be a book signing, but also an Aromantic Spectrum Awareness Week meetup opportunity. So whether you're aro, you're ace, anywhere else in the lgbtqia+ community, you're questioning, you're an ally, or you're just someone who loves reading, I'd love to see you there. Now, I know that times are tough for a lot of people right now, and I completely understand that not everyone can buy a book. But if you've been looking for a way to support what I do, whether it's my YouTube content, my activism, my website, my other content on Instagram and TikTok, my future writing, because there will be other books after this one, this book is the best way to support all that. Every purchase, every share, every review helps make this work more visible and accessible to others in the community. Now, speaking of support, I also want to highlight Woodland Pattern, the amazing poetry organization that recently held their annual poetry marathon and benefit in downtown Milwaukee with around 250 participating poets. I was incredibly honored to take part in it, and I read 3 poems from Limitless during my segment. I'll be playing that clip in just a moment, but I want to encourage you to also check out and support Woodland Pattern. The link is in the description to do so down below. The entire event is also available for replay on Crowdcast, so if you're interested in discovering other incredible poets, I'll have that link as well for you. Now, before we jump into the poetry, if you enjoy this video, please like, share, comment. Let me know what you think of the poems I read. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't ever miss any future updates. I know we just went through a lot of updates here, but believe it or not, there's still a lot more to come, and you don't want to miss out. All right, here's my poetry reading from the Woodland Pattern Poetry Marathon and Benefit. I'll be turning off the background music that I usually play in my videos during this segment so that you get a more authentic experience. I hope you enjoy. Hi, everyone. I'm going to be reading a couple of poems from my upcoming book, Limitless, Poetry of an Aromantic and Asexual Journey. My first poem is called Not You. I know that you're mad I didn't say it to you. I know this sounds bad, but I don't know what to do. I look in the mirror and question what's wrong, why I can't repeat what I hear in every love song. But I keep trying, keep lying, keep pulling and prying, keep vying, then crying, then back to denying. Why can't I feel like they do in the books? Is love even real, or is it all just for looks? I need time away to not feel empty. It's true, but hard to say. It's not you, it's me. In addition to poetry, I also do social media content on being aromantic and asexual and try to educate people about it. And one of the terms that I talk about in my videos a lot is chrononormativity, which is the expected timeline of milestones in someone's life. But for a lot of aspec folks, we don't always want those things, marriage and families and all those sorts of things. So that can make us feel left behind. That's what this next poem is about. It's called Taco Bell Parking Lot. Why am I like this? What did I do? I don't relate to my friends anymore, the ones I grew up with, listening to Fall Out Boy on the hoods of our cars in the Taco Bell parking lot at 1:30 a.m. But that was almost 20 years ago. We aren't kids anymore. They have their own kids, their own marriages, their own lives. That parking lot, where we asked such essential life questions. Where would we be? What would we do? Will we fall in love? Those questions are now answered, but I still feel like I never left that parking lot. And my final poem this evening is called The Vents. I feel like I can finally breathe, like the vents are finally opened, and light seeps through the window at last, touching my face like an old friend. For years, I breathed in toxic air, coughing through the pollution. As year after year, I was fed the lie that marriage and sex were life's conclusion. But never again will someone tell me, don't give up, you'll find her one day. No one can say I'm too young to understand, because I see right through what they say. I won't concede that my life's script has been written. I'm writing it on my own. And for those who fear that I'm lonely, they can simply leave me alone. Thank you.